there, it's Perry with PapercraftingThreads. Thanks for joining me. Today I have a Matchbox with a pop-up surprise, all with a special delivery paper pumpkin kit. So let's get started. I have a piece of Secret Sea cardstock, and I'm cutting this at 4 1/8. And then turning it and cutting it at 7 3/4. And then this piece scored the long side at 2 9/16. Don't let the 16ths scare you. 8/16 is the halfway mark, and you need one tick past that. That's 9/16, 2 9/16. Whoops, I have the wrong blade here. Give that a good score. 3 5/8. So this is 4/8, and the 8s, you want to use the bigger tick mark, so go 1, 2 little marks. That's 3 5/8. 6 3/16. So here's 6, and then 1, 2, 3. The third little tick mark. And then we have an easy one, 7 1/4. Then with this piece, I want a piece that's 4 1/2 inches by 6 inches. And then we're going to score at 1 inch all the way around. Or I should say on all 4 sides. So 1 inch on all 4 sides. Set that aside. And then this piece here needs to be 7/8, which it already is, by 2 3/8. So 1, 2, 3. And I already had this little piece here that was 1 1/4 by 1 3/4. I have a piece of basic white cardstock that I'm cutting to 2 3/8. By 3 7/8. So go all the way right here to the last big one before the 4. I have one of the envelopes from the kit, and I'm going to cut the flap off. Save this for another card. And I'm going to square it up first. And then this piece, I'm going to cut it at 3 7/8. This is big enough to save. And just leave this side like, because we're going to do some tearing. And then this piece from the kit, I'm just going to line up the stripe here along one of my marks. So I get that even along there. And then I have a scrap of window sheet here that's about 1/2 inch by 3 inches long. This white piece here, I have the Gathering Leaves embossing folder. So I'm going to emboss, put this in here, emboss it, and I'll be right back. Starting with this piece, tear towards me, because I want that white edge and I want it to be as long as possible here. Save this for another card. And then layer this on here. Actually, I need to tear over here because I cut it a little too short. There we go. And I want some of this to show like that. And this is all going to be covered up here. So I'm going to tear here so I can have this bit for another card. Okay, using my liquid adhesive, be fairly generous here. Should get closer to these torn edges. Because I don't want that coming up. And line that up. Press down for that to get that adhered to that textured background. And I think you can see where I'm going with this. So I want to start tearing, using this as a guide. Make a tear there and down here. Tear there. Now I know I need to connect that, and it can kind of go wherever it wants here. And I like that. Actually, right here, I can tear it a little bit more in. Yes, that looks great. And then using the corner here to line it up. And then I can see that that little bit is sticking out. And I'll just trim it from the back to make it even. So using a mat and a piece of scratch paper, I have blueberry bushel ink to stamp some blue hearts. Those will go right here. And let's see, is this one? And this one, because it's going across all these layers, I'm going to need to press a little harder. It's not important that it stamps really clear over on the other pieces, but I also don't want it to just fall off the edge. Something like that. And then my last stamp. This tiny piece here, this little die cut from the kit. To add some glue to the back of this. And sticking that here. Okay, and now for a little bit of cutting. So this is going to be the insert. So on the score line here, there's squares in each corner, and those will become our tabs. So cut vertically and then a slight wedge. So cut vertically on the score line and then give it a little wedge. Turn it 180 degrees, cut vertical and wedge. And last one. And then burnish. And while we have the bone folder out, we're going to fold and burnish all of these score lines. And they all go the same way. And this one, I'm also going to give it just a tiny bit of a wedge on this little tab end. Now for some gluing, we're going to assemble this. This is our little box base. So I'm going to add glue to these two tabs. And then fold in and square up. Just give it a little rub. Let that glue set up. Double check that it's squared up. If it's not, adjust it. It's important that this one be squared up so the wrap fits around it. And then same thing here. Give that a little pinch. And glue this one. And then I'm just going to use my bone folder to really press those down, make sure those are adhered. And there's the base. And then this one, I fold this over. Have my 1/2-inch tab here. And fold that flat. So here's my seam, so I'm going to flip this over this way. Okay, double check that it fits, and it does. Put dimensionals on the back of this. And place this on here. This little bit, and I'm cutting off, saving this for another project. So I have this bit left, and using mini dimensionals. And I also have some brass butterflies. Returning to the base, I'm going to add a little pop-up surprise. I have a hole puncher, just a standard office size. And I'm going to punch a hole in the middle here. So there's the hole. Oops. This is not where it needs to be. Need to fix this. I didn't see that it had moved. Do not worry. This will all be hidden. And then I have some of this gorgeous gold and white ribbon. Just going to make a loop here. Put that through the hole. Like that. And then using tear and tape, open that up, going opposite directions, and set this tape in there like that. Like that. Burnish that tape down to hold. And then remove the backing. And I'm actually going to add another extra piece here going this direction. Like that. Then removing that backing. And placing this in the middle. And really pressing that down. So now it looks something like this. Checking the height of that. I think it's just a wee bit tall. So I'm going to take off half an inch or so. And now adding glue dots to this strip. And then adding this on there. And leaving a little gap at the bottom. And then this piece will be glued here. So I'm going to add some glue. And this covers up all of that mess. Like that. Add a gift card, some candy, push this down, slide it in, and there you have it, a sweet little matchbox with a pop-up surprise.
Find written instructions over on my blog at. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share, and thanks for watching. Bye.